So I made the mistake of going to bed way too early last night, and it's like 3 o'clock in the morning, and I can't go back to sleep. So I thought to myself, why not make a gear video? This one has been a long time coming, and it's on acoustic guitars, specifically Martins. Okay, I have 4 acoustic guitars. 3 of them are Martins. Okay, the one exception is a 1968 Gibson J45. It's just a beautiful guitar. It plays great. I fell in love with it the moment I put my hands on it. It's had some work to make it playable. When I buy guitars, I want to play them, and so I've recorded with this thing. It sounds amazing. I did equip a uh, LR Bags Anthem system in it. I kind of gravitate towards those, but this is what it sounds like. It just sounds like an old Gibson. It's beautiful. It is the one exception in my collection, but the rest are Martin. And so what this video is really going to be about is why I prefer Martin and why I love and hate them. And so the 3 models of Martins that I personally have are the Martin Dreadnought Jr., the Martin HD28, the OMJM, the John Mayer signature. Some of you guys are probably already freaking out because you saw the LR bags in there, and I'll explain that a little bit later on in the video. But I want to compare these 3 guitars, their 3 price points, and once again, why I love and hate Martin. All right, the short reasoning behind why I love and hate Martin is simple. The reason why I love them is because they all sound great. I mean, from the cheapest models, which I think the cheapest Martin that I've owned is a discontinued model called the Martin DXME. And I believe I bought it for under $400. There's one currently on Reverb for $550. I got it for like 4. This was several years ago. And I'll tell you what, it is one of the best sounding acoustic guitars under $1,000, not just under like 500, under 1,000. This thing sounds amazing. You can get a cheap Martin and it sounds great. And of course, they're expensive Martins. I think the most expensive Martin I've played was a Martin D45, which is like my dream guitar. We're talking about over $10,000. And when they place it in your hands, before you even strum it, you know you have a good instrument. You can just feel it. They're aesthetically beautiful, but they are a lot of money. Here is a used 2022 for $7,200. They're beautiful. But I love them all. Everyone that you pick up, and I say this, and I don't mean this to be rude, but I mean, if you go to a guitar shop and you pick up a cheap Martin and an expensive other brand, I can almost guarantee you that cheap Martin can swing with the more expensive brands, especially when it comes to plugging them in and how they sound. Most of my guitars are equipped with the LR Bags Anthem system. It's just the one that I like. I am thinking about switching to a K&K for the John Mayer because it's a guitar I love and I do experiment with the sound. But let's start with the cheapest Martin I own, the Martin Dreadnought. just this thing. This thing is great. Okay. We bought the guitar for my girls. It's on their homeschool scholarship, and I've taken it to Africa. I've taken it to California. We haven't had it for very long. Already needs a neck adjustment from the traveling. But I'll tell you what. I bought this guitar. Let's see what they go for on Reverb. All right, new on Reverb, we're looking at around $500 to $700, but used, we can see them at 400, 489, and so let's call it a $500 guitar. I put some $30, I think, transducer pickups. They're just like adhesive pickups, and this is how this thing sounds. Sound it sounds awesome, man. It plays great. I will say, it's I bought it for the girls. The neck's a little bit big for them. I would say this is more for like an older, maybe like a teenager or an adult that wants to play an awesome sounding acoustic guitar that can very cheaply be modded for acoustic electric. I'm talking about under $600 to get a guitar that sounds that good. I travel with this guitar, and it makes me nuts. And so it gets me to the point of why I hate Martin. Okay. The reason why I hate Martin is because I paid less than $600 for this guitar, and it sounds, I don't want to say better. Okay. I would put it in the ballpark of some of the other guitars that I spent way more money on. And so this is, once again, the Martin Dreadnought Jr. monster guitar. All right. This next guitar is the Martin HD28. This thing, I don't want to say it's my favorite acoustic guitar, but I will say it's one of the best sounding acoustic guitars I've ever played, both plugged in and unplugged. I originally installed the LR Baggs Hi-Fi, the new Hi-Fi system. I didn't quite like it in here, so I went back to what I know, the LR Baggs Anthem system, and man, I'm telling you. But yeah, let's play it. What do you say? I mean, it's beautiful. It's loud. I mean, it is loud. If you are in an unplugged environment, like, this is the guitar to go to. This is the guitar that my luthier has been trying to get me to buy for years. He's seen me flip guitars and go through acoustics, and he's like, just buy an HD28. And one came up on Facebook Marketplace, which is where I get a lot of my guitars. But it was a deal I just couldn't pass up. But I was like, hey, worst case scenario, I play it for a little bit and then sell it. But the very first strum, I was like, oh my gosh, I see what he was talking about. So this is a great guitar. Now, the price point on this guitar, let's check Reverb. We're looking at, let's call it 23, 24, 24, 25, 29. Let's call it a $2,500 guitar. And so quite a bit of a jump price point wise from the 400 to the 2500. I will say it is way more articulate when it comes to like picking the notes. It just it sounds really good. In the $2,500 range, I've played a lot of acoustic guitars from Martin and other Gibsons, and I will say like this thing swings with the more expensive guitars, even beyond the $2,000 price point. I think it's the best sounding guitar around that $2,000 to $2,500 price point. Once again, this is just my opinion. I'm probably biased on all this kind of stuff, but just to my ear and the kind of music that I play, it's right up there to be one of the best acoustic guitars I've ever played. Let's move on to probably one of the most popular guitars in the circles that I run, which is like worship, and that's the Martin OMJM, the John Mayer signature. And this is what it sounds like. It's the hype. The hype is real. Okay, so the thing about this guitar is plugged in, man. Gosh, it in a live setting, it's just when I have to go somewhere and I don't want to mess with the sound. I need it to be good. This is the guitar I grab because I always tell them just give me a flat EQ, slight compression, and just leave it alone. Low high cut just a little bit, and I do that for most guitars. But this thing just, and then the playability, the smaller kind of like electric guitar scale shaped neck. It's a great guitar. It's aesthetically just beautiful. It kind of gives the vibe of the 40 series, like the D41, 42, 45, all those that have like the inlay. It does. I love that it has the herringbone, just like the other Martin. I didn't go over the other Martin, but it has that really pretty herringbone. It's just a well put together guitar. These are pricey. So from what I'm seeing on Reverb, I mean, on the low end, we're talking about $3,000. On the high end, people are just asking crazy money, 5,000. So I mean, I'm not seeing them under $3,000. New, I want to say they're closer to the $4,000 price point. Yeah. And so I would call it, oh man, I would call it a $3,500 guitar. Um, and so there's another big price jump, right, between the HD28 and the OMJM. And so this kind of brings me to a theory that I have when it comes to like guitars and like acoustic guitars. One, it's hard to find a cheap acoustic guitar under $1,000. Martin makes a lot of them. There's a lot of other companies out there that make really good guitars. Those are just my favorite. Another one, if you just want one for the mix, is the Epiphone Masterbuilt. Such a great sounding acoustic guitar, and it sounds killer plugged in. And so if you're looking for something outside of Martin but within that price range, that's what I recommend. But this guitar I bought at Replay Guitar Exchange in Tampa. I realized I don't have a lot of time left on my recording. So this is it. That's the 3 guitars. I hope that was useful to you guys. Love you. We'll see you in the next video.